Okay, this experience was very weird. Okay, so like, I was talking to Joel and the Reptilians. This is Joel right here. I just put him in there because I like the picture, but this is what Joel looks like. He has knobs on his face. But, he gives me lots of experiences. Joel does. But, okay, so like, I was talking to him and several other beings yesterday about 7 or 6 p.m. And I was like, will you come give me an experience, an out-of-body experience, or a virtual reality experience? You know, I can't remember if I said early in the night, necessarily, but so when I went to bed, and I did go to bed early for a reason. I went to bed early just so I could get a lot of, lucid dreams or out-of-body experiences or whatever. So I did go to bed about 10:15, but I didn't necessarily know that he was just going to be there and start tampering with me right at 10:15. Well, so anyway, he did start tampering with me right about 10:15 p.m. And in the bedroom, I just kind of felt weird. I just kind of felt like, weird. Like, yeah, like the whole energy was different. The whole atmosphere was different. And I'm thinking, shit, why do I feel like I'm going to be freaking insomniac all night when, this is bullshit. I knew I was tired enough to sleep really good in the night. I knew, I was tired enough. It was a work day and everything. And I'm thinking, why do I feel like all of a sudden I'm freaking going to be up all damn night or something? So then I went ahead and got up and took a melatonin. And then, I don't know, it's really weird. It's like, even though I was still completely awake for, shit, I don't know, I guess I was maybe in a groggy state for longer than I thought. I mean, I was pretty awake all the way from 10 to like midnight or whatever. But maybe I did get into, I guess I got into a groggy state at least one time during that time, because he finally did take me out of body. But I knew I was having a hard time going to sleep. And so then I laid back down. And then it's like I had to get up again and take a leak. And then I had to take a leak again. See, they can control that shit. A lot of people think it's freaking human agents that are target individually in you, but it's really the freaking aliens. For me anyway, it's the freaking aliens. They can do anything. They can make you have to piss if they want to keep you up all night. I mean, if they want to get you into a certain mind state to where they can abduct you for a conscious experience, they'll make you have to go pee or whatever. They can make you do that. They can make you itch. They'll make you like itch here, itch there. They do that a lot and keep me awake, and I'll tell them to stop, and they do. They can, like I say, they can, right when you fall asleep, they can like put this buzzing sound in your ear. And like I say, sometimes I'll tell them to stop it, and they will, and then I'll fall asleep and sleep good all night. But yeah, they'll keep you awake sometimes, and sometimes there's a reason for it, because they want to keep you awake until they want to keep you in a certain mind wave so they can abduct you to have a conscious experience. Because you can't, well, I mean, they can still abduct you and you can have a conscious experience even if you're in a deep, 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 deep sleep. I mean, they can do anything and everything. But, so anyway, okay, so he kept making me have to go pee-pee like every 15, 20 minutes, and I'm thinking, what the fuck, I shouldn't have to keep getting up and pissing, you know? I mean, it's not like I drink a lot of water. And then I would keep, like, he would keep making me itch here or itch there, like my leg or whatever. Like I say, that's not the first time he's done that. He's done that many a times. He would make me itch here, itch there. And I kept feeling him at my bedside, but I wasn't really sure. I wasn't really sure, you know, what entity it was. I didn't know if it was Joel. I didn't know what entity it was, but I thought it was kind of weird that it was that it was, you know, 10 o'clock, and I kept, right as I lay down, I kept feeling this entity. Because normally they'll do things early in the morning, you know, like 5 or 6 or 4 in the morning, not right when I go to bed. So I just figured, I just kept imagining things. But yeah, you can feel these entities, like their magnetism, and you can feel them jarring your brain when they're near you, when they're standing near you. You can feel them, you know, touching your body. And they're not even manifested as ethereally. At this point, they're manifested as energetically, but not, I mean, that's about it. They're manifested as energy. They're not even manifested as ethereally. But they're manifested as energy at that point. And this isn't the same thing as sometimes when you'll feel those goosebumps. No, this is nothing like that. But yeah, when some people feel those goosebumps, that's probably also an entity lurking around or something. But no, this is nothing like that. This is different. This is the actual entity standing near you. But I don't know what that's all about. The goosebumps or whatever. I don't know what that's all about. But that's probably some other kind of entities. But no, these greys and reptilians, they have a different kind of feel to them. And but like I say, I didn't really know what entity was bugging me, you know? I mean, I don't know if he wanted to kind of confuse me on purpose, but I just felt uneasy the whole time in my bedroom. I'm thinking, I should be able to fall asleep, and why can't I fall asleep? And I just, you know, I'm thinking, this is screwed up. Why do I feel like I'm going to be insomniac all night when I know I was tired enough to go to bed, you know, at 10 o'clock or whatever. So I got up and took a melatonin, and then I still had to get up every 10, 15 minutes to go take a piss, and I know it was the reptilian controlling that in my body. And he would make me itch here, itch there, to where I couldn't fall asleep. So that's why I got up and took a melatonin. And then it was probably still, you know, 30 minutes later, or 45 minutes later, I got up again and I took another pill that had like, that was melatonin and valerian root. And they actually do work sometimes. And they're just the cheap ones that you get, that I actually got at Dollar Tree. And it's melatonin, valerian root, and something else. But, so I only took about 6 milligrams of melatonin, but then that second pill had valerian root in it, or whatever. And, so yeah, and he made me tickle in a couple areas a couple times, physically. Not this itching and stuff is all physical. When he would make me itch, or of course when he'd make me go get up and take a piss, that's physical. He would make me itch, that's physical. When he made some parts of my body like tickle or whatever, that's physical. That was physical. So anyway, it's like I just felt weirded out when I went to bed last night. And I don't know, I just didn't really know why, but it was because the entity, and I knew I felt the entity, but I guess I just was thinking, well, surely there can't be an entity messing with me because it's only like 10 o'clock at night, because normally they like to come, 4, 5, 6 in the morning. Okay, so anyway, like I say, it's hard to talk about because this experience was kind of weird. Okay, so anyway, okay, finally, before midnight, this was before midnight because I woke up abruptly at midnight. And then, because then I had to pee again. And then I was thinking, wow, I can't believe I did finally, fall asleep. And I was like, okay, great. I did finally fall asleep because I thought I was just going to have a whole night of insomniac type of night. So, not long before midnight, I had an out-of-body experience. But, it wasn't due to myself, it was due to him. He finally took me out of body, and I kept dropping, though, and this isn't the first time it's happened. I kept dropping, and falling, out of body, very slowly. And because I had a couple bad experiences before when a female reptilian grabbed me up, and then she started doing sexual things to me. But I only dropped when I dropped down in the hell dimension. I was dropping, falling slowly, and a female reptilian grabbed me up. That was several years ago, like 3 years ago. And a female reptilian grabbed me up because the nicer reptilians hang out at the upper part of hell. The mean ones at the lower part of hell. And so, I had that experience, and then about a year later, I had that bad reptilian attack where he came to my bedside totally, completely himself, except just more ethereally. He was not just energy at this point. He manifested as way more than energetically. Totally as semi-physical. That mean reptilian. And he abducted me. He took me out of body and abducted me, and we descended in hell at like 200 miles an hour. Because he wanted me down there fast, and it's a long way down there. But going 200 miles an hour, it wouldn't take too terribly long. So, but this isn't the first time. Lots of times when they abduct me now, sometimes I do, before they grab me up and take me to an awesome virtual reality experience, sometimes I do start falling for a brief period of time. I start falling for whatever reason, and then they'll catch me and take me to a virtual reality experience or whatever, in the altered state, out of body. So anyway, I guess that's what kind of tripped me out. It didn't really scare me. I was uneasy. I didn't really know what entity I was dealing with. I didn't know if I was dealing with Joel or a more meaner one. So that's why when he did finally take me out of body, and it was before midnight, when he finally, and like I say, I laid down at 10 p.m. and he was TIing me, you know what I'm saying? I was being a target individual. He was fucking with me, making me itch, making me have to get up and go piss, making me tickle. And like I say, this isn't the first time he's done that. And I just tell them to stop, and they do. And so before midnight, so that's why I said about 11:45 p.m., he finally took me out of body. He abducted me. And I was, this room, it was all gray, it was gray looking. The astral room, this room or whatever, was gray. And I kept dropping, slowly. And I was just kind of not really scared, but I was uneasy. I was like, well, fuck, I don't know if I'm gonna keep falling and go into hell or whatever. Because, eventually, in some of those realms, if you keep falling and nobody saves you, you're gonna be down in hell, and you're gonna be getting fucked with big time by these mean reptilians. But believe you me, a good entity will save you anyway. But like I say, I was just kind of tripping out. So I just kept falling after he took me out of body, and Joel was nowhere to be found. He wasn't anywhere to be found. And I know it was Joel that gave me this experience, because he's made me tickle before. And that other abduction where he forced me out of body by the vacuum force technology, that was a freaking blast. That experience is on here, and that was a blast. And he held me up by the feet, and my feet started tickling real bad, but it was my astral feet. And I was like, it tickles, and I was laughing, and he stopped it instantly. So it was unintentional. That tickling was unintentional. This tickling, some of it was intentional, but some of it was unintentional. But this was, some of it was somewhat astral tickling, and some of it was total physical tickling. But I'll tell you about that in a minute. Okay, so he finally took me out of body, and I started dropping. My astral body, I kept falling and falling and falling. And I kept thinking, shit, I'm going to be, you know, falling all the way down to the hell dimension. Hellville, I mean. And to be grabbed up by the mean reptilians, so I better try to get out of this experience. And I don't know if he kind of accidentally botched it, or if I botched it, or if both of us kind of botched it, meaning maybe he waited a little too much time to grab me, to take me to whatever scenario, whatever virtual reality scenario he created for me. Maybe he accidentally took a little too much time, and by that time I had already decided, bam, you know, to get back in my body. So I did. I got back in my body because I didn't trust who the hell I was dealing with. I didn't know if I was dealing with Joel or like a meaner reptilian. So I got back in my body. And so then that's when, well actually, so it was when, let's see here. And, okay, so anyway, that's when my left side, my back, but it was my left side of my back started tickling like really, really, really bad. I don't know if it tickled, but when he took me out of body, because he took me out of body apparently with his hands. And then when he put me back in body, I can't remember if it was when he put me back in body or when he took me out of body. When I started tickling real bad, when I got back in bed, I started tickling really bad. I mean, it was like, oh my God, like it tickled so bad. It was almost like freaking having an orgasm or something. And this was physical tickling. My left back, but my left, around to my left side. I mean, all up and down. And he's never quite done this before. And it tickled really, really, really bad. And I don't know if it was before, when he took me out of body, or I think it was when he put me back in body. I mean, maybe I thought I got back in body. No, well, I thought I got back in body on my own. But like I say, maybe I didn't. I thought I did. And so it would have been when he took me out of body that's when it tickled really bad. But like I say, that's where the confusion comes in, because I felt like I kind of botched it on my own. You know, meaning I told myself to get back in body, and I did. But maybe he was just sort of kind of intimidating me, because he does like to intimidate sometimes. And maybe he was just sort of intimidating me, and maybe he did throw me back in body. He took me back in body, or placed me back in body, I mean. Maybe he actually did do that. You know? And that's when I got back into my physical body, it started tickling so bad. I mean, and I was just like, man, will you just please quit it? And it did go away after several seconds. But yeah, and it was because somehow he was using his hands to take me out of body and put me back in body. I have no doubt. But yeah, it was really weird, but I felt like I botched it. But maybe he meant for it to be that way, if you know what I'm saying. Or maybe we both accidentally botched it. And, so anyway, and this part I forgot, till 4 p.m. today. When he put me back in body, or maybe I got back in body on my own, he Loves to Communicate to Me by 1980 pop songs. He played, and oh man, I can't freaking remember it, but it was a popular song, very, very popular. And I mean, I don't know how the hell I knew every single word. I mean, and I was sitting there when he put me back in body, or when I got back in body on my own, I'm not sure which happened, but I was like sitting there, he placed that song in my consciousness, this 1980 pop song, and I cannot remember it right now. Normally I can, and what I'll do is I'll write them down real fast, but I mean, this one, when I woke up at midnight, I don't even think I remembered it. I didn't remember that he gave me that song till like 4 p.m. today, or yesterday, I mean. And yeah, but I was sitting there just, oh, no. I was humming the whole freaking song. I mean, every single word. And I was like, what the hell? And I'm thinking, this has got to be a tampering by Joel. I know he's tampering with me. He took me out of body. I know he did. And he gave me that song. And it was a song like, oh, some kind of song, very clear lyrics. Like, don't you just love having fun? I want to be with you. Just something like that. And like I say, it may come back to me tomorrow or today or whatever. But I've already written down a lot of songs that they've given me. But they've kind of let up on the song communication. But now, I can tell them to start communicating to me by songs again. And they will. And they'll throw them at the beginning of my scenarios. They'll put them in my abductions, these songs. And they'll give them to me at the end of my abductions. Like he did today, yesterday morning. Or last night about midnight. But yeah, it was fun. But there wasn't much to it. But yeah, so he gave me the song, and I kept humming the song word for word, and I couldn't believe that. I'm thinking, how the hell do I know every single word of the song? It's so weird. But it's like, I was surprised that I was sitting there saying every single word to that song. But he apparently knew it, and he gave me all the words, and I mean, that song was very familiar to me from, back when they used to play it all the time. They only pick very, very clear songs from my brain, from my subconscious, and they throw it out to the conscious. But still, I mean, I thought it was kind of strange how I just kept saying every single word, humming that, every single word of that song. It was very interesting. So, I don't know if I botched the experience or if he botched it, but yeah, trying to think if there's any more parts. But yeah, I mean, they can control anything in your body. If they want to keep you up, for several hours, they will. If they want to get you in a certain mind frame or whatever, they'll keep making you stay awake so they can abduct you at that perfect time. Yeah, that's a pattern. I've noticed that. When they want to abduct me like at 4 or 5 in the morning, they'll wake me up at about 3 a.m. And they'll make me have to go pee-pee. And maybe they may, make me do it again, 25 minutes later. And then I'll try to fall asleep, 4 a.m. and then boom, they abduct me, a few seconds before I fall asleep. Yeah, I mean, they can control, when you're sleeping, when you're in bed like that, they can control anything. Well, they can probably control anything even when you're awake. But yeah, they can control anything in your body, for sure. They'll make you itch. They'll make you tickle. They can give you little pricks, too, in your skin. But yeah, I'm trying to remember if there's any more parts. But yeah, it was just really weird. I just didn't feel right. The whole time I laid down, I'm thinking, why the hell? Why do I feel like I'm going to be insomniac all damn night? Oh, but another thing. Yeah. I forgot to mention this part. What was really weird about this part, this experience, because I don't have this kind of experience very often. Okay, so when I woke up at midnight, he had already abducted me. I had already went out of body and everything and got back in my body, and then I had to go pee-pee at midnight. I got up and I looked at the clock and I'm thinking, wow, I guess I did briefly, fall asleep, which of course, I did, so to speak, because I did get an out-of-body experience, but there just wasn't much to it. So then I got back into bed at midnight. Not long after midnight, I totally slept, fine and deep. My normal sleep, all the way from midnight to about 9 a.m. when I opened my eyes and I saw that it was 9 a.m., I'm thinking, what the hell? How the hell can 9 hours go by that fast? So it's kind of like during this experience, you know how I don't really have lost time too much. I mean, I maybe have and just don't remember back when I was younger or something, but I don't really have lost time. But this was like definite acceleration of time, because I was shocked, because I felt like I only had been asleep for like no more than maybe 2 or 3 hours. So that means when I woke up, it should have been 3 a.m., not 9 a.m. So I was really shocked about that. And I decided to go sleep in the front bedroom for whatever reason. So I slept in the front bedroom from 9 to 12:30 p.m. But it was in the back bedroom when I started, you know, I got in bed at 10 p.m. And then that's when the tampering started, all the way from 10 to midnight. But yeah, so that was really strange about this experience, because I fell asleep after he tampered with me, took me out of body, and relayed that awesome 1980s pop song to me. It was a female pop song. And, you know, I fell back to sleep. I mean, I fell asleep at midnight, slept really, really hard and awesome. No more tamperings at all, you know, from, you know, all the way till 9 a.m. And I was just really shocked, because it really felt like 2 or 3 hours at the most should have went by. And, I mean, like I say, I was so, I mean, it literally, I mean, it didn't even feel like that. It felt like from midnight to 9 a.m., even though, I mean, I was sleeping that whole time, it felt like, it literally felt like I had been asleep for 30 minutes. I take that back. No, not 3 hours. It literally felt like I should have been to sleep no more than 30 minutes, and I had been sleeping for 9 hours, from midnight to 9 a.m. That's 9 hours. When I woke up at 9 a.m., I was like, what the hell? I mean, I literally felt like it should have been, you know, like 12:30 a.m. or 1 a.m. It was really weird. And yeah, and that's not the only thing they can do with time. Like, one time at work, like a couple, let's see, this would have been in 2012. So this would have been, oh shit, I don't know. Yeah, I think it was beginning of 2013 or towards the end of 2012. So about 4 years ago or 3.5 years ago. They somehow mind controlled me to leave work an hour early. And I did. I mean, I thought I was leaving work at 4:30. I remember my computer saying 4:30. I remember the clock on the wall saying 4:30. I remember my phone on my desk saying 4:30. And I remember my cell phone saying 4:30. When I got home, I mean, I actually left at 3:30. I left at 3:30, and I wouldn't even have known that I left at 3:30 if it wasn't for, I decided to call my sister at 3:45, but I thought it was 4:45. And she's like, what the heck? Did you get off early? And I'm like, what are you talking about? And she's like, it's only 3:45. And I'm like, what the fuck? Yeah, they somehow mind control me, I swear. And maybe I somehow did it myself as well. But at that same time, you know, I had been listening. That's when I got into David Icke. That was before I knew the aliens had been in my life all my life, and that the reptilians had been in my life all my life. But I was learning about the reptilians at that time. You know, when I was listening to videos about David Icke and stuff, and he was talking about all this shit. You know, Matrix stuff. He was talking about all this shit. I forgot exactly the exact topic and shit he was saying, but yeah, and so that definitely was anomalous that I left work at 3:30 p.m. when I really did think it was 4:30. And like I say, I looked at least 3 to 4 different clocks, cell phone clocks, and they all said 4:30. But like I say, anyway, they somehow mind control me, or maybe I accidentally mind control myself. I don't know, but that was weird and anomalous. And this was very weird. Like I say, that right after he tampered with me, you know, he finally gets finished about midnight, and then boom, I fall asleep just fine and sleep awesome from 12 to 9, and it literally just felt like no more than 30 minutes or an hour should have went by. And freaking 9 hours went by. Yeah, but, so even though I didn't get like an awesome out-of-body experience, he did, and I'm not gonna, it's hard to talk about some of these lucid dreams that they give me. I mean, they're just too detailed, too intricate, and it's just like living my day-to-day life in this reality, except it's in an altered state of consciousness. It's like in another freaking dimension. Oh man, it feels like utopia. Oh man, it's so freaking awesome. So anyway, so even though I didn't get an awesome out-of-body experience, I did get 2 awesome, I guess you can call them lucid dreams. Or not lucid, I don't want to call them dreams, but they're better than dreams. Lucid experiences. So yeah, so in the back bedroom, before I went to the front bedroom, I got an experience where he took me me and my mom traveled to England, and it was all this long drawn out shit, but it was like we were going not on a crop circle tour, we were going on the spiritual tour, I mean. And we were in this woman's house, and oh my God, there's about 100 other people that went on the tour with us. And I mean, this person's house was just freaking, she was like the host or whatever. This person's house was huge. I mean, oh my God. And it was ritzy. It was ritzy, huge. It had swimming pools. I mean, it was weird. But anyway, so I'm not going to get into all the little details. But I mean, it was just like, in another reality, another dimension. I mean, it was freaking awesome. He did give me that. Or it may not have been him. It may have been him and some grays. Or it may have been more than just one alien to give me that experience. I don't know how they do it. I don't know how they program my brain and shit. But, okay, and then when I went into the front bedroom, I got this awesome other little lucid experience. Well, like I said, I have these every freaking day, and so I can't just do videos on all of them, you know what I'm saying? Even though they're all freaking awesome. So, when I went to the front bedroom and slept from 9 a.m. to 12:30 p.m., I never like to get up any earlier than 12:30 p.m. on the weekends, on non-work days. That's just my thing. I always like to sleep at least. Sometimes I may get up, 10 or 11, but I just feel like shit. I mean, I get all these freaking awesome experiences in the altered state of consciousness. So that's why I like to sleep so damn much. But I'm not really asleep, if you know what I'm saying. I mean, I freaking be going places. Okay, so, but all due to the aliens programming my brain and shit, So anyway, in the front bedroom from 9 a.m. to 12:30 p.m., he gave me this, or him or some other aliens and him gave me this awesome lucid experience where me and my sister we were totally in another reality, another dimension, a freaking utopia dimension. We were in, I mean, it was no different than, I mean, it still looked like 3D, you know what I'm saying? It still looked like 3D, what a 3D atmosphere would look like, but what I'm saying is it's still another dimension, another reality, a replica of, it's not like I was sitting here looking at all vibrant, bright colors or something, you know what I'm saying? When they give me these experiences, I mean, it's still a replica of like 3D dimension, except it's another dimension. It feels like utopia. It feels like a whole nother freaking world. It's just that I'm doing the same shit that I do in this dimension. A lot of times, except they put a lot of animated shit. And so anyway, he placed me and my sister and her friend, but I can't remember who the friend was, at this Chinese restaurant. And it was all intricate and detailed. And the owners finally left because they're like, we close at 3 p.m. and they just trusted us to be in the restaurant to finish eating, and we were just going to leave and close it, close up and lock up when we left. And I was eating all this weird stuff, but in this experience, it was actually good to me, and I was tasting it, and it was just weird. And I remember eating it was like a cup full of, it had all these little shrimps in it and stuff. But like I say, some of the food was kind of bizarre looking, but in the experience, it's like I liked it. And so he presented me with this, Asian food in this restaurant, me and my sister and her friend. And I remember looking outside after we walked out of the restaurant, or maybe I was looking out the window, I can't remember. And by this time, it was already getting dark. It was dark time. And these young kids were like holding on to a rope at the back of these people's cars, and they were just like going along on like roller skates or roller blades. It was really weird, but it was all kind of animated. They like to put animated stuff in my scenarios, but they duplicate things that I already kind of know in this dimension and have in my brain, so to speak, because, I used to have rollerblades and all that, and for some reason they decided to put that in my scenario. And, I had that longboard accident, and that's another reason why I think they created that weird scene in my scenario in this lucid dream. But yeah, they give me they give me this shit like daily. It's a lot of fun. And actually right after that longboard accident that I had, in 3D about 3 weeks ago, the next day, which actually I slept till about 3 or 4 p.m. because we didn't get out of the hospital till 7:30 a.m. and I didn't go to bed till 10 a.m. Oh my God, they gave me this lucid dream, and I'll just talk about it real fast, but they gave me this lucid dream where I was in this other weird neighborhood, this odd neighborhood. Felt like I was in another dimension, another reality, utopia neighborhood, utopia dimension. And at the time, this woman was familiar to me, but now I can't remember who it was, but it was an attractive woman, kind of ritzy woman, a feminine woman, somebody that you definitely would not see snowboarding down the street. And anyway, that kind of played along with my longboard accident because, they kind of mimicked that and they like to mock. So they created that comical thing in this lucid experience. Well, anyway, so I was in this neighborhood and I was watching this woman, woman that you would not expect to see to snowboard down the street. And what she was doing was, and it was winter. That's what the cool part was with this experience. It totally felt like winter in this experience. Totally had the energy of winter. It felt like winter. It was winter in this experience. And there was snow and ice on the ground. Yeah, they can mimic anything. And except the difference was, I was in another reality. And I was just standing there outside. Now, he didn't actually make me feel the coldness and all that. He could have if he wanted to. They can make you feel anything. And, but yeah, as far as I remember, he didn't actually make me feel the coldness. But it felt like winter. The whole energy, it was dreary. Of course, it was cloudy. And there was ice and there was snow, but it was mainly more ice than snow. And this woman, and like I say, in the experience, she was familiar to me. She was kind of, feminine, ritzy, about 45. Not somebody you would expect to see snowboarding down the street. And what she was doing was, it was very comical. These beings are very comical. And I know a lot of them are the reptilians that are giving me these comical, animated experiences. And some of the greys do it too. But what she was doing was she was taking the spray, like de-icer. She was taking de-icer as she was snowboarding along. She was taking this de-icer to like as she was snowboarding along so she could snowboard better down the street. And we were on a flat surface too. There was no hills or anything. She was just snowboarding along on a flat surface. And, but it was kind of comical and animated. Yeah, it was really weird. Yeah, I don't, of course I'm familiar with de-icer and all that shit, and they just come up with all this shit, bits and pieces in my brain, and they create this shit from my realities. It's really comical. But anyway, and see, they were probably freaking mocking too, because I always thought it would be a blast to snowboard and shit. I only really went once, but I'm not really including that time because it was like fucking 60 degrees outside, and fucking I was trying to go down the hill and there's like freaking spots of grass and shit. This was like artificial snow and shit. But yeah, I think snowboarding looks like a blast, much funner than the stupid longboarding, but I mean, I'll probably never do it. I mean, I'm too fucking old now, so fuck it. And they're probably like mocking me and shit. Cause I mean, I really would like to, I really wish I could have done something athletic that I mean, I've always been very, very, very athletic, but now I'm really too old to try to really get into any of that shit, But, so I'll just stick with my bicycle, because I do love that, and I've been doing that all my life. But yeah, I would even like to find some trails, some specific mountain bike trails, where you can kind of go up hills and all that. You don't have to really practice to do that. That's pretty damn easy. But yeah, and there is one around here, I think 20 or 30 miles from here, but yeah, so the reptilians, they do like to mock, because like I say, they're probably mocking because they know that they knew that I could have really been a good athlete or whatever when I was younger and stuff. Well, basketball really was my sport. I was really good at basketball, and I still am. I mean, I can fucking make any freaking shot. I still am. That never goes downhill. But of course, I wouldn't be able to move around on the court and shit like I used to. But yeah, I don't know. I didn't really have anybody to push me, like my mom, my stepdad, they didn't really give a fuck. But yeah, I've always been a really good athlete, and I wish I would have probably, played tennis, because I think that I really would have loved that. But at the time, I thought it looked boring back when I was younger, so I always just played basketball, but I never did get along with any team members. I never did get along with anybody, and then all of a sudden, once I started high school, they fucking want to act like you're freaking NBA, and they want to do all these stupid-ass plays and shit. When I came from, I could do any fucking thing I wanted to on the court. I could do anything I wanted to. Like in elementary school when I played basketball, and in junior high school, we didn't have all that stupid bullshit. So I just never did pursue all that shit. But I wish I would have played tennis. But now, I'm thinking, fuck that too. Because, it doesn't matter if you become pro, because you're going to have these freaking transsexuals like Serena and Venus to fucking whip your ass, you know what I'm saying? I mean, yeah, you still probably could make a living, but never be on top for very long, because they always get these transsexuals in there, like Venus and Serena, that's going to dominate for many, many, many years, and they're probably going to play till they're 50 years old, whereas if they were a biological woman, they would quit by the age of 30. You know what I'm saying? So, fuck that, So anyway, I'll just stick to my freaking bicycle, and I do love it. I haven't done it in a while though, because it's been too hot. But yeah, so there you go. That's my botched out-of-body experience abduction. And like I said, I don't know if he botched it, or if I botched it, or if we both did it. Thanks for listening.